The truth occurs.
Hi everyone. I'd like to talk to you about circumcision. I remember many years ago having a discussion about the difference between male circumcision and female circumcision, and my view is kind of like, well, it's not the same thing at all. Female circumcision is barbaric. Male circumcision is a Jewish tradition. It's cleaner, it's healthier. How can you even compare the two? I guess I just had a really big cultural bias, and I thought that female circumcision was horrible, but somehow male circumcision was okay. But since that time, I've learned a lot more about circumcision, and I've learned that not only does it carry health risks, but it also puts the circumcised man at a disadvantage, and not only the man himself, but also his female partner. I know that a lot of people think that the foreskin is just this little extra snip of skin that you can just do without. It's like your appendix. Why keep it? It's just extra baggage. But in fact, the foreskin does serve a purpose. It serves several purposes. Well, for one, it obviously protects the glands of the penis against friction, and once the penis is circumcised, this could, reduce sensation. So it might somewhat decrease sexual enjoyment for the man, although he probably wouldn't know the difference, having most likely been circumcised as a baby. Now, in terms of sexual pleasure for the female partner, the foreskin also serves a purpose. It acts as a kind of movable shaft in which the penis moves in and out, preventing friction in the vagina. And when it's removed, the penis becomes more like a dowel stabbing in and out. And this can be uncomfortable for the woman. It's not meant to be that way. It's like this is really interfering with the intended function of the penis during sexual intercourse. And this is why there's such a demand for lubricants here in the West and such a low demand for them in places where they don't practice circumcision. But there's even more. The foreskin serves a purpose on a biochemical end. Semen has antidepressant properties. This is somehow absorbed through the membranes of her vagina, the chemicals that are in the semen, and they have like mood elevating properties. And this is probably why when women who've been in a long-term relationship with a man where they've been having unprotected sexual intercourse, when they break up with their partner, they tend to feel a lot more depressed. It's found that there's actually this chemical in there that improves the mood, and then when it's withdrawn, the woman will feel more depressed, and she wouldn't get the same antidepressant effect from going from like one partner to the next, or trying to replace him with someone else. It's like the woman develops a specific interaction with that particular partner's chemicals, and it's not only mood elevating, but it also facilitates bonding. And here's the thing, it's not only on the woman's end that this happens. This can and should happen on the man's end as well. But this is via the foreskin. So if the foreskin's been removed, that would interfere with this. The foreskin also absorbs chemicals from the woman that facilitate bonding. I don't know about the antidepressant part. I haven't seen any research on that. But on the bonding part, if the man is having unprotected intercourse with the woman, there's a chemical reaction going on in there that will help him to bond with his partner. I think that's very interesting, especially, in a society here where people don't bond very well to each other. And I'm not blaming it all on the sex, but we have very high divorce rates. I find that people are a little strange in their relationships, like their concept of long-term commitment and of bonding is, I don't know, maybe you could blame anything. You could blame the media or whatever, our programming in general. But I find people here have difficulty with long-term commitment. They go from one relationship to the next. They get divorced. And I wonder, though, how much of a part this biological component of it plays in this. So it seems to me that by circumcising a man, you're not only decreasing his and his partner's sexual enjoyment, but you're also interfering with their ability to bond. So tonight I'm going to be interviewing Maureen White. She's a registered nurse and an intactivist. That is an activist for leaving foreskins intact. And her website is farreach.org, the Foundation for Research and Re-Education Assuaging Foreskin Harms. And she's also developed an iPhone application called iForeskin Health to help men learn how to regrow their foreskins. Which sounds really amazing. I mean, if the thing is gone, how can you regrow it? Well, maybe you can't exactly regrow it, but you can stretch it back out quite a bit so that, again, at least you have this movable shaft, and this should improve at least sexual intercourse. Oh, I don't know about the bonding chemical aspect of it, but it could at least minimize some of the damage done by having had that organ removed, because that's what it is. It's an organ. It serves a purpose, and we're cutting it off. You know why? And I know you're going to say, oh, it's cleaner and all this stuff, but I mean, if it's probably cleaner to remove your teeth. You know, you won't have as much bacteria in your mouth if you don't have teeth, but we wouldn't do that, would we? You know. So anyhow, I hope you listen in and join us on the radio tonight. It's on AmericanFreedomRadio.com from 10 to midnight. I'll be talking to Maureen from 10 to 11, and then I'll be talking to Stephen Shellen, former Hollywood actor and now anti-New World Order activist and artist. And he'll be talking about his experience living in a New Age community out in BC for a year. And it was quite revealing for him, quite a wake-up call. So I hope you listen in and join us. And join us in the chat room. It's truthergirls.chatango.com. And thanks for listening to me, and I'll see you next time.